When the gunshot rang out, police officer Sarah Johnson dropped to the ground, but school nurse Linda Brown remained standing because that sound wasn't foreign to her. When the three armed attackers moving through the school corridor saw Linda, they stopped. "You're just a nurse, get out of here," said the first one, but Linda didn't move because although her uniform had changed, her training remained the same. "I don't think so," Linda said in a calm voice, and in the next 10 minutes, everyone at the school would learn who Linda Brown really was, because some people changed their uniforms but never their identity. Welcome to Hidden Legends. Before diving into this incredible story, tell us in the comments which city you're watching from today, and hit that subscribe button. Linda Brown was the perfect nurse at Jefferson Elementary School. At 35, she had been caring for 800 students for 5 years, never missing a day, never being late. The children loved her because she was gentle and patient. The teachers trusted her because she remained calm in every situation. "Linda is indispensable to us," Principal Peterson would say. "She never panics. She brings every situation under control." But Linda's ability to bring things under control came from very different places than normal nursing training. Linda's daily routine was the same minute by minute. She would arrive at school at 7:30, check her infirmary, review medical supplies. But these checks were different from those of an ordinary nurse. She would check the location of every tool, the expiration date of every medication, the condition of every emergency equipment with military precision. Children trusted Linda because they felt safe around her. When little Tommy got hurt, he would say, "Miss Linda will make me better." When Sarah had a fever, she would say, "Miss Linda doesn't get scared." And they were right. Linda really wasn't afraid. Teachers noticed that Linda's medical knowledge was deeper than normal. "Linda, how do you know so much?" they would ask. "Experience," Linda would say briefly. She never went into detail, never provided explanations. Linda Brown's real story began 18 years ago. She had joined the Army at 17. But why? It wasn't family tradition. It wasn't economic necessity. It was something else. Linda's father was a police officer who had lost his life in the line of duty. Linda was only 16. That day she had promised her mother, "I will protect people like Dad did." When she joined the Army, she had started with the medical corps. But after basic medicine, she was selected to go further. Advanced combat medical training, the most elite program. But this was just the beginning. Special Forces medical training, advanced intervention in combat zones, life-saving operations in field conditions. Linda was selected for the top 1%, and this training would be very useful at Jefferson Elementary School. During her training, Linda wasn't just learning medicine. She was also learning close-quarters combat, weapons use, tactical movement, threat assessment. Because field medics had to be able to protect themselves. Her first deployment was Afghanistan. As a Special Forces medical specialist, stabilizing wounded soldiers in field conditions. But there was one day Linda could never forget. A civilian school near an American base had been attacked. Terrorists had stormed the building, taking teachers and children hostage. Linda had participated in the operation as part of the medical support team. During that operation, Linda had saved the lives of 23 children. But one child had been lost, a little 7-year-old girl. Linda had been too late trying to save her. That night, crying in her tent, she thought about that little girl's face. She had made a promise to herself, "No child will ever be harmed again. I will prevent this." Her second deployment was Iraq. This time medical support on the most dangerous missions, gunshot wounds, explosive injuries, complex trauma cases. But again, there were children, innocent victims of war. Linda remembered the same promise in every operation. No child will ever be harmed again. Her third deployment was classified, medical support in covert operations. Linda was now an elite-level combat medic. After receiving an honorable discharge in 2018, Linda had transitioned to civilian life. She had used PTSD therapy, adjustment counseling, and career transition support. But Linda's goal was clear. That school operation in Afghanistan had changed her. The face of that little girl she couldn't save still haunted her dreams. I won't fight wars anymore, she had told her therapist. I will protect children. School nursing had been a perfect choice. It reminded her why she had become a medic. But more importantly, it gave her a chance to protect children from daily dangers. When Jefferson Elementary hired her, Linda was overqualified. Nursing degree, military medical experience, close quarters combat training. But the hiring committee hadn't asked detailed questions. I've always loved protecting children, Linda had said, and this time she was truly sincere. Tuesday morning, March 14th, had started normally at Jefferson Elementary School. Linda was bandaging Tommy's injured knee in the infirmary. 8-year-old Tommy had fallen during play and scraped his knee. Miss Linda, it hurts, said Tommy. I know, sweetie. Be patient a little longer. It will pass, Linda said gently. At that moment, vehicle sounds came from outside. Linda looked out the window. A black minivan was entering the school parking lot. Linda's military training began to sound alarms. The vehicle wasn't familiar. There was no appointment, and the movement pattern. The minivan stopped. 3 people got out, all dressed in dark clothing, all carrying large bags. Their movement pattern was coordinated, professional. Linda immediately understood what was happening. These weren't normal visitors. Tommy, she said in a calm but determined voice, now get under the table and stay quiet. We're playing a game, okay? Tommy noticed the change in Linda's tone of voice. Miss Linda, is something wrong? No, sweetie, just a special game. Hide under the table and don't come out until I come back. Linda pressed the emergency button. The school's lockdown alarm began to sound. The entire school knew the procedure. Lock doors, turn off lights, keep children calm, maintain silence. Linda took her emergency bag. But this bag wasn't that of a normal school nurse. It contained military-grade medical supplies. When she stepped into the corridor, sounds were coming from the main entrance door. Glass-breaking sounds, shouting voices. Linda ran to School Secretary Martha's office. Martha was calling 911 on the phone, her hands trembling. Police are coming, Martha said in a trembling voice. How many minutes? Linda asked. 5 to 8 minutes, Linda calculated. 3 armed men, 800 children, 45 teachers. 8 minutes was too long. At that moment, Linda Brown, the 5-year school nurse, died. In her place, Staff Sergeant Brown was born. When Linda stepped into the main corridor, she saw the 3 armed men. They were inside the school, advancing systematically. When the first man saw Linda, he pointed his weapon at her. Who are you? I'm the school nurse, Linda said calmly. Her tone was neither fearful nor challenging, just calm. A nurse, huh? The man laughed. Good. You're going to help us. What do you want? We want the principal. Where's Peterson? Linda knew where the principal's office was, but she wouldn't tell them. I don't know. He had an early meeting today. He's not here. The man looked angry. Don't lie. We're gathering everyone. You're going to guide us. Linda assessed her surroundings. 3 men, all armed. She was unarmed, but she had 12 years of special forces training. More importantly, the safety of 800 children depended on her. Sure, Linda said. I'll help you. Linda began guiding the men from the main corridor toward the principal's office. But actually, she was forming a much bigger plan. Military calculations were spinning in her mind. 800 children, 45 teachers, safe rooms, 6 to 7 minutes until police. During this time, children needed to get to safe areas. Linda's strategy was simple. Draw all attention to herself. Buy time for the children to escape by leading the attackers around the school. Use herself as bait. She had learned from the school operation in Afghanistan. Time was the most critical factor in protecting children. The principal's office is this way, Linda said, actually leading them away from the principal's office. First man in front, second man to Linda's right, third man behind. Standard formation, but loose. Not professionals, Linda thought. With each step, the children became safer. Each second brought them closer to police arrival. Turn right here, Linda said. But first, I need to tell you something. What? The security system at this school is very advanced. Police probably already left. This was the moment Linda had prepared. Time to distract the men's attention. Linda moved. 12 years of special forces training kicked in within a second. She controlled the second man's weapon. With one hand, she pushed the barrel upward. With the other, she applied pressure to the man's wrist. The weapon fell to the ground. At the same time, she kicked the third man's knee with her foot. As the man staggered, Linda took his weapon too. These techniques were from Special Forces close-quarters combat training: weapon removal, multiple threat management, controlled use of force. When the first man turned around, Linda had taken 2 weapons and neutralized 2 men. "This is impossible," the first man said in amazement. "I'm not just a nurse," Linda said in a calm voice. The first man pointed his weapon at Linda, but Linda was faster. Linda rolled to the side, took cover, and shot the first man in the leg. Controlled shot to wound, not to kill. The man fell to the ground, his weapon slipping from his hand. Linda stood up, collected the 3 weapons, and lined up all 3 men against the wall. "Nobody move," Linda said. This time her tone was completely different, commanding, authoritative. Meanwhile, police officer Sarah Johnson appeared at the other end of the corridor. She pointed her weapon at Linda. "Put your hands up." Linda raised her hands but remained calm. "I'm the school nurse. They are the attackers." Sarah Johnson was in amazement. How could a nurse single-handedly neutralize 3 armed men? How did you do this?" Linda hesitated. It was time to break 5 years of secrecy. "I received special training." "What kind of training?" Linda took a deep breath. "Staff Sergeant Linda Brown, United States Army Special Forces, retired." Sarah Johnson's mouth fell open. Were you really a soldier?" 12 years, now I'm a school nurse." After police secured the scene, Linda was called to Principal Peterson's office. Police Chief Williams was also there. "Linda," Peterson said, "you did something incredible today." "I just protected the children." "No, Linda, this wasn't normal protection. This was professional military operation level." Police Chief Williams directed his questions. "Ms. Brown, can we learn about your real background?" Linda was silent for a long time. Then she began to speak. "I served 12 years in the United States Army. I was a sergeant in Special Forces, 3 tours of duty: Afghanistan, Iraq, classified operations." Peterson couldn't believe it. "Why did you never tell us this?" "Because it wasn't necessary. I'm a nurse now. The past stayed in the past," Williams wondered. "Where did you learn these skills?" "Special Forces close-quarters combat training, multiple threat management, controlled use of force, but most importantly, the instinct to protect people." "Why did you leave the military?" Linda looked at the children playing in the yard through the window. "Because the real war is here. Protecting children, educating them, making the future secure." After Linda's story came out, the atmosphere at school changed, but Linda didn't change. Still the same nurse, still the same loving approach, still the same child-focused service. "Miss Linda," said 8-year-old Emma, "were you really a soldier?" "I used to be," Linda said. "Now I'm a nurse." "Why?" "Because I preferred helping children to fighting wars. This is more beautiful." Teachers now looked at Linda differently. "Linda," said Teacher Karen, "you're a hero." "No," Linda said. "I just did my job. We all protect children every day. I just use slightly different methods, that's all." Linda's story didn't stay only at Jefferson Elementary. It also led to increased security measures at other schools. The school district appointed Linda as a security consultant. "Linda, would you train personnel at other schools?" "Sure, but I won't give military training. I'll give security awareness." Linda went to other schools on weekends, giving emergency training to personnel. "The goal isn't to fight," she would tell them. "The goal is to protect and buy time, to direct children to safe areas. The difference is huge." "But you fought." "Yes, but now I protect. This is much more meaningful." Linda's training program included developing situational awareness, improving emergency procedures, techniques for keeping children calm, communication protocols, basic security measures. Years passed. Linda's story was still being told, but she continued living as an ordinary school nurse. She began giving children basic safety education. "What do you do in a dangerous situation?" she would ask them. "We stay calm, ask adults for help, go to a safe place," the children would say. "Very good. And Miss Linda is always here to protect you." New teachers drew inspiration from Linda. "Linda, how are you so brave?" asked new teacher Jessica. "Courage isn't innate, Jessica. It comes with the right purpose and training." "What is the right purpose?" Linda looked at the children playing in the yard. "To protect them, to offer them a safe future, to love them." Linda was still working at Jefferson Elementary School. The men who had attacked the school that day had been arrested, tried, and sentenced to many years in prison. Linda's greatest achievement was the sense of security she gave to children. "As long as Miss Linda is here, we're not afraid," said 10-year-old Sarah. "Why?" "Because she protects us. She always has. She always will." One day, Principal Peterson asked Linda, "Linda, do you ever regret it? Leaving your big military career?" Linda looked at the children in the yard. They were playing, laughing, they were safe. "No, Peterson, I protected my country for 12 years. Now I'm protecting my future." "The future?" Linda pointed to the children. "Them. They are our future, and protecting them is much more important than fighting." That evening, as she left school, she looked at the playground in the yard. Tomorrow children would come again, play, feel safe, and Linda would protect them. Her uniform might be a white nurse's apron, but her heart still beat with the same mission. Linda's story isn't just a heroism story. It's also a story of second chances, starting over and finding true purpose. Because sometimes the greatest warriors leave the battlefield to create a world where children are safe. So I ask you, have you ever wondered about the extraordinary stories behind ordinary uniforms? The hidden heroes who serve silently, showing courage at unexpected moments? Share in the comments. Because here at Hidden Legends, we believe that real heroes can be found in the most ordinary places. If this story touched you, share it, subscribe, and help these important stories continue. See you in the next legend. And remember, your child's school nurse might have skills you never knew about. Real heroes change their uniforms, but never their missions.